Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to yet another edition of the Pure Digital Passion Podcast with me, Moses Kemibaro. Today, I'm delighted to host representatives of Redian Software and Zoho, who are here to talk about how to create incredible customer experience for their customers using all these different incredible applications that are available through the platform. From Redian Software, we have their CEO, Pavan, and from Zoho, we also have Mary, who will also be talking to us from a Kenyan perspective. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll get started right away. Pavan, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself and how you started Radian and how you work with Zoho.
Thank you, Moses, for hosting and Karibu.
Asante.
Our journey started back in 2011. So I'm from tech background. I did my engineering in 2007. Then I was working with different companies. I worked for 5 years. I always had a passion that I need to start something by own. So in 2011, I decided to quit my well-settled job and thought of becoming entrepreneur. So from there, basically, this tough journey started. We worked for around 6-7 years
Mhm.
as an different company we named. In 2016, we become Redian Software.
Uh-huh.
And so I was the founder of the company. And now I'm the founder and CEO of Redian Software. So since 2016, it has been quite an amazing journey. Unfortunately, our journey started with the CRM solutions.
Uh-huh.
In 2016, we founded Radian Software, and very soon after our foundation, in June we founded, and September we got a call from Zoho. That call was from Tonia. Now she is MEA. She is looking after entire MEA.
Uh-huh.
So Tonia called me up, Pavan, you guys are doing something amazing stuff in CRM. Why don't you become our partners? And by then we were using Zoho Mail. We were not using Zoho CRM. We were using Zoho Mail. I was quite fascinated about how this mail feature was there. Much more cost effective, same features, and Indian company. So that was another fascination that some good Indian companies there. So that journey and association with Zoho started from there. In 2016, we become partners thanks to Tonia, and we become partners with Zoho. Then we started looking into the Zoho CRM. That was the first cloud CRM solution that we started working on.
Fantastic.
Since then, we never looked back. It has always been the moving forward journey. So from 2016 to 2022, it was all very well. 2022, when we founded our company in Kenya. Fortunately, we were sitting in the same space where Joho was sitting, and we also came to the same space. So it was like destiny that, Joho and Radian had to walk hand in hand. And then we decided that, yes, it's a time that we become partners in Kenya and Africa too. So then we become partners in Kenya. We already had clients in Kenyan region. Okay, because we came here to implement insurance system in 2018, digitize the insurance system.
Oh, nice.
And then from insurance, we moved to the CRM solutions and all that. To 2022, we become partners with Zoho. We started pushing Zoho solutions because I do believe it's a fantastic solution for Africa.
Fantastic.
Yes, it's one of the amazing solutions that companies in Africa shall use. There are so many regions that we will discuss later in the podcast. Why companies shall adopt solutions from Zoho and what are the regions. But it has been quite an amazing journey in Africa.
I'm just curious, where does the name Radian come from?
So initially, when we started our company in 2011, it was Cubic Web Solutions.
Cubic, okay.
Cubic. So, 3 dimensions that we were covering. So then when we thought that now we want to transform ourselves to the enterprise level because we were doing web stuff. So we thought that, are we ready for that? So from that readiness, it came Radian.
Okay.
Yes.
I was just curious about the name.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to turn to you, Mary. Maybe you can also give us some context about yourself
Mhm.
what it is that you do at Zoho. Of course, we know Zoho has been in the market locally, I think, for almost 3 years.
Yes.
And I think you've been there since almost the beginning.
Yeah.
But tell us about your journey about coming to Kenya, offering what I believe is an incredible proposition to the market,
Mhm.
especially given its affordability and its capabilities. But maybe you can tell us a bit more about yourself and what it is that you've been doing at Zoho.
Thank you so much, Moses. My name is Mary Muthoni. I'm currently the partner manager working from Zoho office in Kenya. So Zoho, having a local footprint, started about 3-4 years ago. But even way before that, partners like Redian were there interacting with local customers. And I would say that Zoho's interest in the Kenyan market started around 2020 during COVID time, where now everyone was forced to work from home. No collaboration tools were there. People didn't have this mentality that we can work from home and actually be productive. So during that, with the help of partners, we introduced solutions like Zoho Workplace in this market, which were a huge growth for Zoho. And within that journey, the leaders in Zoho saw it fit for us to form a customer-centric approach in this market, be nearer to the partners and customers, where we are also enabling our partners to implement and grow in this market. And with that, you found that there's been rapid growth. You've seen our billboards everywhere in town.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, it has been an incredible 4 years working in the office. And also, what I would say that this market has a hunger of digitization. Everyone wants to know that I can go anywhere in the world and have my business at the fingertips of, if I want to see my analytics, I can open up my tab and see actually what my business is doing. And with that, we've seen a huge growth in that hunger of wanting to digitize and adapt solutions that help and ease operations. Yeah.
Fantastic. And again, I'm just curious because I do see your billboards. I see, in fact, in my mind, I see 210 shillings per month paid on a year basis. Is that correct? I think for your Zoho one, is that correct?
It's actually Zoho Workplace.
Yeah, Workplace. Yeah. Which sounds like a very affordable price.
It is, if you do price comparison, and also the fact that we have this mentality that if we are on ground, we need to localize every operation that we are doing. That's why we've provided a local pricing that is affordable, even for someone who is just a consultant or just a freelancer who is working from home. Because the idea of it is you don't need to go to either cyber or have so many papers or files that you're keeping track of your things. So that local pricing, it's even subsidized from what we give on a dollar rate. If you were to check the global pricing and what
you
we
can pay
offer
in shillings
locally,
too, yeah?
yes.
Pay in shillings, right?
In
Yes.
Kenya, you pay in shillings.
Yes.
And that too
Fantastic.
subsidized.
Yes.
Wow.
Because the global pricing, the dollar rate is a bit, give or take $6.
Okay.
Ours is 210 per users. It's very minimal. If you were to even do comparison for other softwares. So for us, localization is very key, and probably Pavan can actually attest.
Yeah.
Since we localized our pricing, there's been a huge shift
Right.
from even how the consumers are interacting with the product, the buying, let's say, curve.
Yeah.
Because now that mentality of this is one, we don't know this product. It's heavily priced.
Yeah.
Now coming up, having a local price, having partners who are on the ground, rooting for it, implementing and supporting the client has been a huge growth for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd like to come back to you, Pavan, because the way I see it is, Zoho provides the platform, the tools, and so forth, and you're kind of the person who translates all of that in a practical way for the market.
Yeah.
And of course, you're coming from India, which is a much more developed market. Obviously, it's the home of Zoho itself.
Right.
But what have you seen to be sort of the differences between deploying Zoho-based solutions here versus, let's say, in India or rather Kenya and Africa? What do you see as some of the key highlights around how you go about business in this region?
I believe that India and Africa do have quite a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Okay. The only difference is that in digital transformation, India took a big leap now. It has become massive. Africa is taking that shape. Okay, so I do talk generally about the global south. It's
Okay.
a talk about the global south, how countries like India and all other global south countries can join hands together and move ahead in digital transformation and these IT services. Okay, and every country must take that shape because it gives a lot of things: big transparency, ease of doing business, easiness to the businesses, so many things. And good thing is that Zoho comes from the one of the global south country. Like it is originated in India, built in India,
Yeah.
and it understands the pain of global south, and that has been the success for Zoho that I'm seeing here in Africa. Um Definitely, like there are a lot of similarities between Zoho and Radian. We both are bootstrapped, completely bootstrapped companies so far, profitable and bootstrapped. So when Zoho came to Africa, they found that grounds are quite a bit similar. What they have seen in India, rapid transformation is happening on ground level. Forget about the big shots. If you look at the local businesses, small
Mhm.
businesses, medium enterprises, everybody was talking about big companies, big solutions. They are costing like $1 million every year. Not everybody can afford it.
That's
Afford it.
true.
Yeah.
There, if you need to change the ground, you must come on the ground.
Mm.
You cannot change that from sky. Okay, so skyrocketing pricing something was very difficult for all the businesses. Good thing is that with the help of Zoho, I'm seeing that transformation is happening on the ground. Like you were telling, that workplace price 200 ton ceilings. Anybody can, they don't need to even think twice when they are buying the solutions. Same features, same thing on cloud. They don't need to worry about the infrastructure. They don't need to worry about their data security and all that. And the pricing that is very pocket friendly. Okay, and that has been the success for Zoho in the region. When Zoho decided to, we already had partners like us
Yes.
who were doing a lot of ground things. We had a lot of banks, financial institutions, insurance companies all across Africa using our solutions. We always tell them that Zoho is one solution that you can plug and play anywhere.
Yeah.
So many solutions. Anything, you shall take some baby steps, start using some solutions and integrate it with other systems and
Okay.
use it. That has been another beauty. Systems are not silos. You can integrate any system with Zoho and use it whatever that you want.
So Zoho is also open in terms of interconnection,
Integration,
APIs.
APIs.
Yeah.
Yes. So very, very much available.
Okay.
Anytime you can export the data, anytime you can import the data. There is no such restriction that you cannot export the data or import
Yeah.
the data. No such restriction that you cannot integrate any APIs. It's very RESTful, seamless APIs that you can integrate there. And that has been basically quite significant for us because our solutions that we offer for BFSI industry very seamlessly talks with Zoho.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'd like to come back to you, Mary, because earlier today, I think you and I had a bit of a conversation. And I think if we can use the word, shall I call it colonization, the big tech companies, and I'll not say their names, who operate in the productivity space, many of us feel like we're in a hostage scenario because we've been using some of their platforms over 12 years.
Yeah.
So we have gigabytes and gigabytes of data. There's familiarity with the tool.
Yeah.
And when I speak now, I probably speak for the average typical Kenyan SME,
Mhm.
where we're kind of like thinking about Zoho, we are seeing that price, we're looking at it, but in the back of our minds, we're thinking, whoa, can I actually do this? Can Zoho handle everything? And I'd like maybe to give your perspective around the practicality of migration, the practicality of shifting from one of these big tech productivity platforms to something like Zoho.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
So going back to the colonization mentality, growing up, even when we were in school, we'd see all these systems, not familiar with any other thing. And now comes Zoho, and now that fear of change.
Yeah.
You have like years of data. If you're using mail, am I going to lose whatever
Exactly.
emails I have or the conversations that I've had with my clients? So the ease of migration is very easy. Pavan can attest, it's on a click of a button. You don't have to worry about your storage. Zoho offers compartmental. Okay, that word.
Compartmentalized.
Storage, such that you don't have to worry about how much your mailbox is. If you have documentation that you're sharing within your team, you don't have to have loads and loads of files. And also that mentality of is downtime capabilities. It's an Indian farm. We've never heard of it. Anyone who uses Zoho can attest that less of the time we do have, unless you have internet issues, because it's purely cloud-based, we don't have downtime. Yes. So anyone who wants to migrate, even online, you can just go online. There's a trial period that you can try out parallel to whatever you're using.
Yes.
You can use Zoho Mail and whatever you're using concurrently.
Wow.
See how it works. There are so many features that are available on Zoho Mail. You can change a task, an email to a task, assign it to someone. So there is a vast of what Zoho can provide that users and consumers are yet not aware of. There's this notion that Zoho is just CRM, whereas we have 55 plus products. People in the BFSI use Manage Engine, which is a Zoho product. Yet they might not know what is Zoho CRM or Zoho Mail. So that mentality is slowly shifting. And thanks to Pavan, who are in the BFSI realm, who are constantly educating their clients that you don't need to spend this much on infrastructure. You can easily move within a click of a button. We can move your data. We can integrate whatever systems you have to Zoho. You can also build much more and see everything in one interface without having to log into multiple things. You want analytics, you're logging to a different system. You want projects, you're logging to another system. And you can have all that 360-degree view within just one dashboard.
So help me here, because I think that this is something our audience needs to appreciate, right? So what you're telling me, if I look at my own company, we use one of those big tech platforms for productivity. But when you look at our payroll, it's a separate app.
Yeah.
You look at our project management, it's a separate app. You look at pretty much everything doesn't work with anything. So you're so you're saying Zoho almost works like building blocks for all these things, and then they all talk to each other, correct?
So you avoid we call it a spaghetti integration, where there are so many things to one another.
Yeah.
So, and then we make it into one ecosystem that is speaking to each other. If, for example, you purchase something like Zoho One, or let's say you have Zoho CRM, you have only two products, CRM and projects, you can integrate the two of them in one click. And whatever someone wants to view from projects on CRM, they will be able to see the fields that can be viewed on projects. Yes.
So case in point is like, if I looked at my own company, I could, let's say, go to an event like I did the other day with the joint event you had. I get a lead. I put it in Zoho CRM.
Yes.
The lead and I maybe have a meeting. I then generate a proposal.
Yeah.
They become a customer. They go into our billing system.
Yes.
Social media, all that stuff working together.
Yes.
Even more than that. Even you can do more than that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can create forms.
Yes.
Where these customers can fill up their information and it automatically comes to your Zoho CRM. You can bring all the leads from social media. You can do the Zoho social integration. Anybody likes, comments, or send messages, you can generate a lead in CRM. That
automatically.
Yes.
The time it lands in the CRM, you can create a workflow. So, for example, you have operations in 10 different cities and people are sitting in 10 different cities. You want a lead coming from Nairobi shall be assigned to somebody who is in Nairobi.
Get out of here.
Somebody in Mombasa, it shall be assigned to the Mombasa. You can create a workflow. On the lead parameters, lead will automatically assign to those respective agents.
So no human intervention.
No human intervention. And the time, you can also create automatic task. So the task can be automatically created and assigned to that respective person, that in 2 days you need to follow up on that lead, and the subsequent task will automatically created the time he changed the status.
Yes.
Meetings can automatically created, or person can automatically create a meeting, and good thing is that meetings are, you can generate the online link as well.
Yes.
So if you want to do the virtual meeting link will be automatically created. You can automatically send emails from there. You can do the integration, because Zoho email is
the
automatically
marketing
integrated with
automation.
with CRM.
Okay.
So you can directly send email from there. Much more than that is you can define the templates. So if you have different kind of customers,
Yeah.
so for the proposals or lead responses, you can create email templates. You can create the PDF templates. So for example, the time your email is received in the system and you automatically want to acknowledge your client that you have received the email, you can create a workflow. That template will be automatically, variables will be changed basis the data that is in system, and it will be sent to the customer that we have received your lead and somebody from our team will contact you. You can also generate the quotation templates. You can generate the proposal templates automatically in the CRM. You put the template there, and somebody just need to click and share that proposal with your client. So easy.
So what you're telling me, if I can understand this correctly, is that if I use Zoho and I use it with its full capabilities,
Yes,
there's going to be a lot of automation in the processes.
a lot of
Yes.
automations that you
And
can
especially for SMEs where headcount is quite minimal,
do. Yes,
that can save you a lot, isn't
A
it?
lot.
Yeah.
once your lead is converted to the deals and opportunities, you close the deal, and if you want to manage the projects, you can automatically create a
Create
project
projects.
under the projects. You can define a template. So for example, we were working with one company that was in company formation.
Mm.
They used to register companies. So there are certain steps that every company has to follow, certain documents that every company has to give. So their requirement was that time lead is converted to the deal and deal is won, a project shall automatically get created with the certain task, and those projects shall be assigned to somebody in the team automatically, and tasks shall be assigned automatically to the respective departments, so that they can see that what all tasks they have to do, what all documents that they have to take from the company for the formation. And this company can also see that what steps are completed and what steps are not completed. And the time this project is closed, they can do the final invoicing. So automatically we can push the data
Time
to the
sheets,
Zoho
everything.
books. To the Zoho books and see that how much invoice we have to generate. These people who are working on it, they can also submit their time sheets. So we know that what all team is working. Everything there.
Do you find that there's a challenge with many organizations realizing the full potential of the platform?
Yes.
And I'm asking this question because we get so accustomed to doing things in a very manual or traditional way. How do you deal with that gap? Like, it sounds almost like a culture change or better process management. How do you migrate clients from being somewhat manual to being that automated?
A lot of education is actually required from our side too. I mean, it is not just about the requirement gathering, but many times it is something that we need to educate our clients that, you can do this way. You can do that thing, not the way basically you are thinking, but something different that we have a proposition, you can do that way. So it's not just about, we hear them, we also tell them that what you need to do, how you shall do. Okay, so that, because many times they themselves don't know the full potential of the system.
Yes.
So a lot of education, a lot of, this requirement gathering process, it takes some time. We make sure that during the requirement gathering itself, we clarify all those things and we let customer know that what is the potential and what you can achieve. So Mary know that we migrated one big client in Uganda. I don't know the name of the company,
Yes.
but it's a big client and they were using 5-7 different systems. They have roughly around 125 full employees, around 3,000 blue collar
Casuals.
employees in their
Wow.
company. Okay, and they have operations in Rwanda, in Sudan, in Kenya, in Tanzania.
Yeah.
Okay, in many different countries. We brought all these 5 different countries at one system. We migrated everything from other systems to Zoho. Everything right from CRM to bookkeeping to
One
project
seamless
management,
setup.
everything at one place, analytics, all that. And can you believe that? And those client was thinking that, is it even possible with Zoho?
Yeah.
When they came, we said, yes, we will make it. And we made it. We did so many things. We did the team e-invoicing in Zoho for all the countries. Tanzania, Kenya. Kenya is
Uganda.
already
Wow, one central system for all the
one
countries.
central
Yes.
system even for the invoicing, their
Currency.
blue collar jobs, employees, their regular employees, CRMs, everything.
So here's the thing, right? Because the other day you had this incredible event that I attended.
Yeah.
And you were talking to the banking, financial services, and insurance sector. So you had a lot of representatives from there. And I think what I really loved about that was at some point the slides came up, and for the first time,
Yeah.
I saw that Zoho is much more than what I thought it was. I think for me, until that point, I felt it was more of a medium to smaller enterprise kind of a solution. But I saw something that, if I saw correctly, is running one of the largest banks in India.
Yeah.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about the scaling or the capabilities of the platform, whether they come from you, Mary, or you. But can you talk a little bit about how large enterprise can use Zoho?
One thing just I would add, then Mary can add more onto it. See, we all colonized country has one inferiority complex. I am very blunt on that. I mean, many people may like it or may not like it. That is something them to take this in positive or negative way. We are fed this way that you are second class citizens that way. So you cannot achieve something big. This must come from somewhere in the
North America or something.
yes, some Western countries only. They only can reach up to that level. Okay. Good thing is that in India, that transformation has taken up to the place where people do believe that they can achieve something big. They themselves have potential to go beyond the capabilities. Even in many things, we can beat the Western countries. Like look at the UPI and the space research that we guys are doing there.
Yeah.
It has been amazing journey. It gives the confidence to the global South that not all the solutions that are coming west are the superior. We also have capability to make something good, not good, best,
even better
than anybody.
Yeah.
And that is, I believe, slowly in Africa also changing. And many people are realizing the potential of the local solutions. Solutions like Zoho is a solution that people may not know the potential currently, but the way we are educating and people are realizing and seeing it, many people are coming, seeing it, thinking that how amazing this solution could be for the larger enterprises too, not just for smaller enterprises. I would say that people had doubts that they might be built for small enterprises only or the medium enterprises. You know that how many data centers that Zoho have today? They do have multiple data centers in India. They do have data centers in US, in Singapore, Australia, Europe, recently in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully in Africa too will be coming. Okay. So we are scaling that way. I mean, Zoho is scaling that way so that we can compete with the large enterprises and we can accommodate large enterprises. You will say that many big banks and financial institutions and many NBFCs in India are using the solution. Many big insurance companies are using solutions for different purposes. I mean, not for everything, but slowly they are adopting the solutions.
Okay.
So
yeah, and just to add on to what Pavan is saying, and mostly when you come to BFSI industry, most of them use Zoho as a customer-centric solution. So in this point where you find in BFSI, it's not usually on their core banking systems that they have worries.
Right.
Is, for example, as you said in the event, you have a ticket that is 3 days long. How do you satisfy this customer to the point that if it's something that they are raising on social media, for example, on Twitter, that ticket is picked up by someone and responded to within a good SLA time? So Zoho comes in that. And the dashboards that you are seeing, those were for CRM Plus, where if a ticket is raised on a social media platform, there's an integration between socials and desk. That ticket is assigned to someone. If you can go ahead to segmenting the different departments. If it's a normal customer care query, someone can respond. If it is, I want to do an account opening, I have this challenge, someone can address that. And in this market, you find that most BFSIs have not really sat down to address customer centrism. That our customer is taken care of from, even if they're not walking into the banking hall, they're raising a query on email, they're doing a phone call, they're raising a query on social media. There is no unified system that they have that can monitor the different channels that a customer can raise a request from. And that's where Zoho comes in.
Even the WhatsApp, even like social media. So I would say that BFSI, for them, customer relationship is one crucial thing. But more than just onboarding the customer and giving them the banking, resolving their queries
Queries.
is equally important. Nowadays, when social media is such strong,
Yeah.
okay, uh, I do even feel very good when I go Twitter and post something to them and we immediately get the response. How easy is that? Rather calling them and waiting for queue like 10 minutes or
Yeah.
5 minutes, or dropping their email and writing that whole set of and finding the email of customer care and doing that. How easy it for us to go on the social media, maybe on Twitter and LinkedIn, write something and they immediately take up.
Yeah.
It comes to help desk and somebody immediately takes it,
Yeah.
the solution.
Great. So I have another question, which is kind of like measuring impact,
Yeah.
right? So obviously there are those who migrated. We know that they're probably saving money, but also it sounds like from a operational standpoint, they're doing things faster, easier, better. But what sort of impacts have you seen? I don't know if you have any case studies from Kenya or Africa where I know you talked about the company in Uganda and what you've achieved, and then maybe Mary can also give us some perspective around, within the marketplace, how has Zoho managed to impact the customers? So maybe you can give us an example from your perspective.
We were serving one bank. We implemented core banking for them.
Okay.
And
Here in Kenya?
in Cameroon.
Okay. Oh, Cameroon. Okay.
Yes. In Kenya too, we are working with a few SACCOs and microfinance banks. In Ethiopia, we have been presence in BFSI in most of the East African countries as well as the Central African countries. So we were implementing one core banking solution. We implemented. After that, customer asked that, how can you make our customers' journey seamless? I said, you should have asked this quite earlier. But thankfully, you are asking this question now. I'm very happy to see that. Okay, at least you have that perspective that how your customers can be very seamless experience. So I said that, what your thoughts? What your thoughts are basically for the seamless experience? They said, our customers will not face any challenge in their customer service, in customer onboarding. We said, okay. See, one challenge that we must accept in Africa is that we don't have very robust infrastructure, digital infrastructure as of now. Okay. So cloud solutions are best in that case, unless we have very, very good connectivity, in terms of like the submarines or data centers and everything. I still see that many times the data centers are not responding so well. There's very latency I'm finding, and putting something on local data centers, again managing the cost, everything comes very high. Ask them, since you are new company, okay, and putting up so much cost on the infrastructure is something that it will take you 5-7 years to bring level that cost. So why don't you try something that I suggest? We suggested them to come on Zoho. Start with trying with the CRM, trying with the social media, help desk, and mail. These
Specific
things,
pieces, right?
specific pieces. Try it and see that how your experience is coming along. So they started first with the CRM. Any customer that is getting onboarded in their core banking, the data has to come on the CRM. They can see that what all different accounts they are holding, what all are different assets they are holding. Everything they can see. Then their team can basically reach out to those customers for if they are having any issues. Any ticket that is raised by the customer through mobile app or through their social media or even their own team, the banking team can raise the ticket, and all comes at help desk, and then they can take up those issues further. Good thing is that their CEO says that they have a such big screen like this. So they said that everything is fine, but I want to say that what all is happening in the organization day in and day out. So we decided now to put a reporting. They have 6 LEDs in his office. So there will be one LED where the reports, day in, day out reports will be displayed on their
in real time.
their LED. Real time. We will be taking data from all these systems, pulling it together in the analytics, and we will be showing the day end reports to them.
Wow. Which is obviously incredible because they have a real-time pulse on how the
Yes.
business is
Yes.
performing.
So he said that all these 6 screens, I want to make the reporting screens
Wow.
from different. So it's a group of companies, and they want to bring everything at one place. So in the evening, he's sitting at his chair, and he can see what all the businesses are performing.
Wow. What about from your perspective, Mary? What is it with the impact of Zoho in the market?
I would say that, excuse me, our impact, even going away from BFSI, has been, you find that especially for companies or SMBs that didn't have per se a system, even just to go to the minute of it, an accounting system.
Mhm.
Pavan can attest, a go-to platform is Zoho Books.
Right.
Anytime, Zoho Books. For someone who has no idea, who is using Excels to track the invoicing, who owes them money. So you find that when simple apps like Zoho Books Workplace really work well to introduce a consumer into Zoho,
a non-digital one, yeah?
a non-digital person into Zoho. And especially now with how we are eliminating third parties for ATMs, because we have recently done a native integration with ATMs, and also we have a native integration with M-Pesa.
M-Pesa. That is
Yes.
that's
Yes.
big journey.
Also, when you get your Lipa and M-Pesa, it reconciles and pulls directly.
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody pays it from the M-Pesa and it directly comes to your
Wow.
Yes.
books.
So for us, having local presence and also having that knowledge from partners when they're doing implementation, what are some of the issues that you're facing? It gives us feedback and we act on that feedback. It's not just feedback that we just, okay, this is not something we want to deal with right now, but it's feedback that we actually day in, day out think of how is it benefiting the end consumer? How is it making an impact for them with them using Zoho as a platform? So day in, day out, even in circles where you have the manual signing of loans,
Yes.
Zoho Sign right now is approved by CA, Communications Authority, as a legal and binding signature. So it eliminates the paperwork of if I'm requesting a loan from a circle, I need to go step by step looking, manually looking for people to sign the documentation. So that is a reduction of time that if something took a week, it's now taking hours, has been significant growth for Zoho and its consumers.
Not to mention the risk of fraud.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have circles that we've even done case studies. I just mentioned one, Wana Anga. It should be on YouTube. Someone can just go and see how we've done that case study of how the customer journey from them moving from the manual system to an automated e-signing platform. So that has seen clients who are probably even skeptical of using Zoho and of having Zoho as a platform, and understanding that actually it can do all this. There's a local presence. We have, up to a year ago, we were all working from home. We didn't have a physical office. So even as a partner saying that, but Zoho has a local team, but where is their office? Oh, they work from home. So now coming down to understanding that even partners want to have that awareness when they're creating Zoho awareness, that someone can just reference that Zoho they have an office. They have a local team that if you're worried that tomorrow they might pack up and leave, that's not the case.
They invested,
We have invested in local talent, local support team. We have invested in our partners, and we are continuously growing them. So that means for us, even years to come, Zoho will still be here. And to answer your question of scalability, as even Pavan had responded to it, there's usually this mentality that if its CRM is just inputting a lead, that's it. Zoho is scalable to a point that you can automate. As he had said, you can create templates. The other day, we saw how you're creating your KYC document. You can create a workflow in which if the account is open, a trigger email goes to the client that your welcome kit entirely on your email, how to activate your account, how to deposit, all that. It goes over and beyond a customer management tool.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like to bring this to a close. It seems that we're almost out of time. And the last question I'd like to ask you both is, if you're a business, small or large, in Kenya or Africa, looking to adopt a solution like Zoho, especially in building customer-centric propositions like you just described, what are the things that you would say to such a business that they need to think about? And maybe Pavan, you can go first.
Yeah. So you shall see, everybody knows that what their business processes are, may not know that how to translate it to the digital platforms. Okay. And I believe that is where our role is, that to let them understand that how we can digitalize your different processes. Okay. Many times people have reservations that maybe it is possible, maybe it is not possible. I see that everybody. Okay. Even if 100% is not possible, you must take some baby steps. Start it from somewhere. Even if your 30% business is digitized and is automated, you can imagine the pain. You 30% pain at least you are eliminating, and then you can keep building on it slowly and gradually. You don't need to go with the 100% thought all the time. You shall start it from somewhere, take some baby steps, and then gradually you build it on it. Okay. You do have partners like us who can help you in transforming all that journey. See, many times people do see that these are 50 apps in Zoho. It may suit their complete requirement. Many times they feel that something that they are doing is not there out of these 50 apps. Zoho does have a solution where we can build the apps. Custom apps can also be built on top of that. So there is a platform called Creator.
Yes.
We can create the custom applications. We can write code as well.
Wow.
It does have the scripting there. We can create a complete application there that is not even available on the Zoho suite.
Wow.
A very new application we can create as per your journey, your business journey. So everything is possible. Only thing is that you don't even need to tell us your digital requirement, or how. You just need to tell us your business process, how your business is running, and start it from the first point, data collection point, and then how transform that data for the meaningful insights, for the automations, and for many other things. That is the next process. The first is bring all the data in a system. Once data will be in the system, then you can start building anything. Okay, so that is the first step that I suggest every company think about first, how you can get data from various pointers to one place.
Yeah, I think that's the predicament that many of us business leaders today are facing, because the fragmentation itself is scary. You are like, how do I even start to untangle this?
Yes.
And the fact that you're saying you can start small and build out from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Mary? What would you give as advice to organizations that are looking to go this route?
First of all, is when you're picking out a system, you need to, first of all, ask yourself, does it, as much as yes, you have your business process and you need a way to translate it into meaningful insights, how is this software or the platform you want to use? Can it scale? Is it scalable? Does it have, is it localized? It's one thing to develop a software. Someone can develop it from wherever, put a price on it. But if there is no local support, if you have a problem, who do you approach? So is there support for the solution? Then again, data privacy. I think even in 2020, most people didn't care about what my data someone is collecting. You just go agree on terms, not actually go deep to understand, okay, these terms, what kind of data is this mining from me? Right now, people are so educated that I don't want people monetizing my data. If I am subscribing to something, I don't want other gibberish of emails. I want whatever I want is what I'm receiving. So now, when you put this into consideration, is when now you ask yourself, okay, is the software GDPR compliant? If it's, let's say you're in South Africa, Popia, if let's say any market, does it comply to our data and security? What kind of data is it pulling from me? If I want to exit that platform, can I get my data
out as well?
Out as well?
Right.
Yeah. So those are some of the questions that a consumer needs to ask themselves. Then after you ask yourself all those questions, now let's go back to Zoho. Zoho is
Right.
GDPR compliant. We don't own or monetize your data. It's scalable enough. We are localized. Let's say in Africa, we have local office in Cape Town, Johannesburg,
Yeah.
Lagos, Cairo, and Kenya. And even on in countries that we don't have a local office, we have people supporting the local
The partners,
clients.
yeah?
Yes, we have partners. We even have our own internal team. Even in the partner ecosystem, we have partner support, we have partner pre-sales, we have us led by Tonya. So asking yourself is, at the end of the day, is this platform something that 2-3 years I will still be using and find it viable? Even with the changing digital times, is it still going to be viable for me and my business? And if in case, may it come a day that by any chance, whoever sold, if it's a partner, they close shop, do I have a place that I can go? Yes. So those are some of the questions when you're choosing a right platform, you need to ask yourself.
You're already putting up a lot of red flags for my situation. I'm getting a bit scared. The thing you just said, could that company providing you your X solution, could it be out of business tomorrow, and what should you do thereafter? And the
Yes.
data is sitting in their cloud.
Yes.
Wow, those are really valuable points. Pavan, Mary, thank you so much. It looks like we're out of time. I really appreciate this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have to be honest with you, the next time we meet, I hope I'll be a Zoho customer.
Yeah.
And using your solution, because I think now I'm convinced.
Very much.
And
Yeah.
more importantly, I think thank you for sharing the perspective, especially looking at it from a Kenyan and African lens. And more importantly, we're hoping to see many great things going forward coming from Zoho.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Moses, for hosting us. And one thing to just add in the end, that many people do ask this question, that is Zoho presence here in Kenya, or Radian does have presence here in Kenya? We both have presence in Kenya.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
we do have our local office here in Kenya. We do have a good team size here in Kenya. We both are scaling very fast. Okay. We are doubling our numbers this year.
Wow.
Zoho is also scaling very fast. They have doubled their numbers. So we have a good team here.
Fantastic. And also, I think maybe for the audience, if you want to find out more about Zoho, you can visit their website.
Yes.
Also, Redian Software, which is a partner of Zoho, able to give you custom and bespoke solutions. Reach out to them online, and just remember they do have offices right here in Nairobi. And thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Pure Digital Passion with the teams from Zoho and Redian Software. And we'll catch you in the next one.